Colby Covington is a great welterweight, I think. When you think of Colby Covington, what comes to mind? On paper and by the numbers, Colby Covington is one of the greatest welterweights the UFC has ever seen. He's 17-3, 12-3 in the UFC, with notable wins over Tyron Woodley, Rafael dos Anjos, Robbie Lawler, and of course, Jorge Gamebrave Masvidal. Colby's pace and relentless pressure put so much strain on opponents that they literally wilt during the fight. The constant forward movement from him makes opponents defensive and nervous. This is not only a physical toll, but it also takes a psychological toll on his opponents, and it pushes them, minute by minute, to their breaking point. There's no denying that Colby's fighting style, trash talk, and WWE persona have catapulted him into a tier of UFC superstardom that wasn't expected during his first few fights. But the question remains, is he still great? The UFC has often been a what have you done for me lately type of organization. Fighters tend to get rewarded for activity, for being an anytime, anyone, anywhere type of fighter. Colby hasn't fought since March 5th, 2022. Since then, the top 5 fighters in the division have gone a total of 7-3, with their only losses coming to others within the top 5. Every fighter has fought twice since then, putting their rank on the line, while Colby has held down his rank despite not fighting anyone in over a year, only slipping one spot due to Kamaru Usman, the long-reigning champion, losing to Leon Edwards. Also, let's take into account the last fighters that he matched up with. Sure, he fought some killers, but were they killers when he fought them? I know, that's subjective, but let's look at it another way. A lot of talk leading up to UFC 286 was about Kamaru Usman retiring due to age, injuries, and really having nothing else to prove in the sport. Kamaru is 35 years old. Most would say that's a decent age to retire or expect a severe downturn in a UFC career. The average age of Colby's last competition 35 years old. Lastly, let's think about what others did to get into position to fight for a title. Leon stated in his post-fight in-cage interview that he didn't believe that Colby had done enough to warrant a shot at the belt since he's been away for over a year. We've pointed out what others have done during that time, but what did others do previously to get a shot at the belt? Often we as UFC fanatics forget the road title challengers take to get a crack at the champ. But let's take a look. Removing rematches. Even Colby himself came with a credible resume before getting his first challenge. I'm not saying that Colby isn't a credible fighter, or even that he doesn't deserve a shot at the belt. What I am saying is that he needs to prove it. Beat one fighter in the top 5, and the shot is yours. If you're the people's champ, like you say you are, that shouldn't be so hard, I think.
I'm an ultimate professional. I proved to the UFC my worth and my value this weekend, and we're going to do the biggest and best business next.